Good morning, everybody, or good evening, or good afternoon, or good night, depending on what time you're watching this. It is Sunday, April 2nd, 2023. It is 2:24 in the morning. Okay, this is part 4, chapter 1. Promise me this. But what if he didn't? What if he just sat down and took his ease? What if he dared stay in the fine room until Titanic reached Southampton? What if he then walked off the ship, simply walked into England? Michael's brow creased in consternation. He sucked in his breath, nearly giddy at the notion to leave Belfast and Ireland for good and all, never again to feel Uncle Tom's belt or buckle lashed across his face or shoulders. And there was Jack Deegan to consider. When Deegan had injured his back aboard his last ship, he'd struck a bargain with Uncle Tom. Deegan had eagerly traded his discharge book, a stoker's ticket aboard one of the big liners, for Uncle Tom's flat and Michael's sweep's wages for 12 months. As cruel as his uncle had always been, experience made Michael fear being left alone with Jack Deegan even more. To walk away from Uncle Tom, from Jack Deegan, from the memory of these miserable 6 years past, and even from the guilt and shame of failing Megan Marie, it was a dream, complex and startling, and it flashed through Michael's mind in a moment. He swallowed. Uncle Tom would be in the stoker hull or fireman's quarters while aboard ship. Once in Southampton, he would surely spend his shore leave at the pubs. Michael could avoid him for this short voyage. "Sweet Jesus," Michael whispered again, his heart drumming a beat until it pounded the walls of his chest. He had begged for years, never believing his prayers had been heard or would be answered. Michael waited half a minute. When no one came, he crept cautiously across the room, far from the main entry, and slid, the back side of a whisper, beneath the table nearest the wall. What's the worst they could do to me, he wondered. Send me back? Throw me to the sharks? He winced. It was a fair trade. Minutes passed and still no one came. Shrill whistle blasts signaled Titanic's departure from the harbor. Michael wondered if the mate who had hired him had missed him, or if he'd counted himself lucky to be saved and bargained shilling. He wondered if Uncle Tom or Jack Deegan would figure out what he'd done, hunt him down and drag him back. He wondered if it was possible the sweet Jesus listened to the prayers of creatures lower than gutter rats, after all. That's all for part 4, chapter 1 of Promise Me This. Thank you for watching.